This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so today we need to discuss about okay, so far what we completed. So we completed org structure. We completed in org structure. What we observed, the SAP org structure. Initially, it start with the client. Okay, so under the client, company and company code will be done by the FICO people. So we need to define the plans. So we need to define the plans. We need to define and copy the plans, and we need to define the company and company code will be done by the purely FI. So plans we need to define as MM and maintain the store locations, purchase organizations, purchase groups. This we observed in SAP data here. Okay. So today, first we'll observe what are the tables for the organization data. Okay. Tables for the organization data. Then we'll step into the master data. So table for the org data here. So what are the table for the org data here? For the client details here. Okay. Your client details will be stored in T000 table here. Okay. So all your client details will be stored in T000. And your company code details here. Company code details will be stored in T001 table, and plant details will be stored in T001L, T001W. Sorry. Okay. And your plant as well as store location. Plant as well as store location details will be stored in. Okay. So T001L. Okay. Your purchase organization details here. The purchase organization details will be stored in T024 24E. Okay. Purchase group. Finally, the purchase group details. The purchase group details will be stored in T024W. Okay. See, in SAP, if you want to see the so if you want to see 1 minute. Lingareddy session lo unna malli call chestanama. Okay. So here, if you want to see the tables in SAP, we need to use SE16 transaction code here. Generally, in SE16 transaction code, we can see the table here. So, as a consultant, you should require which table. Okay, so the data, organization data, as well as master data, in which table it is going to set up, we need to observe here. Okay, so simply go to. Let us start the server. Go to login data. So enter the user ID and password. Okay. So what is the transaction code? To just you go to SE16, the system will ask the table name here. Enter the table, suppose T000. How many number of clients? So system will ask the table name, just you need to enter. So how many number of tables? If you execute it, so system will show you all the tables here. Simply before executing also, so how many number of tables? From here you can see number of interest means total in this server 7 clients is there here. Okay. So total how many number of clients? T000 for clients here. Okay. So if you go to SE16, so the system will ask the table name. So you want to see the all the client details. So enter the T000. If you click on continue, if you click on execute, so the system will show you these many clients there here. Okay, means all your client data will be stored in T000 table here. Now if I come to here, okay, now T001 here. You come to here T001. Your T001 is what is the like company code details here. So what is the company code you defined here? Suppose I forgot here. Okay, maybe is 2001 2002. Avinash Steels and Avin. If I give 2001, so system will show you Avinash Steels here. Okay, your company code details will be shown by Avinash Steels and Avina Motors here. T00 2002. Execute here. I can see Avina Motors here. Okay, so Avina Steels and Avina Motors. So all the company code details will be T001 table here. You need to observe number of entries here. There are 223. So this is the way we need to. If you execute all the tables, all the company code details, so all company codes it will open here. If you want to see particular your company code, just you need to give your company code. So if you want to see, if you click on number of entries, you can able to see all the company code details here. If you execute here, before going to execute, how many number of entries here. If you executed all the company codes, if you enter a particular company code, so the system will show you particular company code details here. So T001 table will show you company code details here. Okay. Next, if I want to see the plant details, T001W here. T001W means it is only for plant details here. So what is the plant? I think we created some 2003 here. Okay, 2003 as Avina Steel plant 1. Okay, and 2004 here. 2003. Okay. Okay, 2004. ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ నీకు పంపిస్తాను చేతనా. బ్యాంక్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఫస్ట్ టైం కదమ్మా. ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ అవును, నేను మీకు కాల్ చేస్తాను. ఒక హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ అయిపోతుంది సెషన్. ఓకే, నాకు అది పెట్టు ఒకసారి, నాకు పెట్టు, పెడితే నాకు కూడా ఒక ఐడియా ఉంటుంది. ఎస్, ఓకే షూర్. So 2003, 2004. So here all the plant details will be stored into T001W here. Okay, so this is most important. And a particular plant, how many number of store locations? T001L here. Plant store location table will be T001L here. T001L for the plant and store location details here. If I go to T001L plant as well as store location. If I go to 2003, in this plant, how many number of store locations? So these are only 4 store locations we created, right? So if you give the particular plants, the system locations, plant store location T001L here. Now if I want to see purchase organization T024E, okay, just you go to T024E, so system will open. So all the tables you need to understand. T024E, the purchase organization, okay. And if I go to T024, only purchase group here, only you can see the purchase groups here. So this is what you understand the tables. So if you want to see the tables, just you need to go to AC16. Once you enter the AC16, the system will ask the table. So if you enter the proper table, okay, so then system will fetch the data. As a function consultant, it is important. You should know about okay, so you should know about complete data where it is going to store. So how it is possible with the help of, so you should know the tables. So if you give the table name, the system will give the data here. Okay, so this is what a completely org structure. I think everybody is practiced the org data, right? I hope everybody is clear the org data. Then we'll step into the master data. So what is master data? How to define the master data? We need to see here. Okay, so generally, if we come to the master data, the master data also same like org structure. So we observed module to module, you need to see the different master data here. For MM, master data is different. For SD, master data is different. For finance, master data is different. So this is also master data to master data. You can see, so different. Okay, so module to module, we need to see the different master data here. Okay, so how to define this master data here? So who will give this master data? This everything you should know, right? So master data. So at least we need to discuss about our own master data here. Okay, so what is the master data? So our MM related master data we need to discuss here. Okay, like master data related to MM here. So for SD master data will be different. For Pico master data will be different. Then what is our master data here? So before going to see this master data, day to day we need to discuss like how to create master data, how to change the master data, how to display the master data, how to see the display changes. So what are the fields? Okay, we need to discuss in that particular master data. What are the tables for the master data? But master data plays a vital role here. It is very important here. Organization data anybody can set up here, but master data, if you go to industry, master to master data, so we need to observe the variations here. Okay, now here after completion of the standard SAP sessions, so we have some real-time classes already. I told you. So in real-time classes, generally I will show you how to upload the master data. Then upload process why it required, because master data, whenever you come to the master data, the volume of the records is more higher. Okay, it is not possible to go master data only manually. Suppose now thousands of material masters is there, example, thousands of vendor masters is there. it is not possible to create manually. We have so many mistakes here. Okay, so that's what we need to recommend, like we need to upload the master data. So we need to upload and we need to present the master data for the client people here. So this we need to discuss here. So number of records will be more for every module. So mostly to uploading the master data, okay, in the implementation part will be done by the upper hand will be the technical people. But as a functional consultant, you should also know how to upload the master data here. Now coming to the, so what are the master data day-to-day years? You come to here. So first of all, material master here. Okay, the material master. Material master. The second one is vendor master. Okay, third one is purchase info record. Purchase info record. The fourth one is source list. Fifth one is condition records. And sixth one is service master. Seventh one is batch master. Okay. So material master, vendor master, info record, source list, condition records. Okay, service master, batch master. These are the four master data here. Okay. Material master, vendor master, info record, source list, condition record, service master, and batch master. So these are the complete master data we need to observe. See, when you go to the master data, so module to module, okay, so here suppose now for MM module, this is the master data. For SD module, they have some customer master card. For FICO, they have some GL masters here. Okay, so this already we know. Same like ARC data. Now let us discuss about some few words. What is material master? And already I told you. So each and every master data you should know, create, change, display changes, tables, important fields here. If I come to metal master, if you go for any industry, for every industry they have some raw materials, they have some semi-finished materials, they have some finished materials, okay, spare parts, packing materials. So these are all the master data. So we need to define metal masters here. Now what is vendor master? The vendor master is a supplier master here. Generally, the vendor master is a supplier master. For every company, we have some list of vendors here from where we will procure. So some materials will procure within the country, some materials will procure outside of your country, like import vendors here. So this is called supplier master and vendor master. We should create in the system like from which vendors. So what is the name of that particular vendor? Vendor is also company, right? So where is located? What is the address? Okay, so what is the terms and conditions? Everything. What is the vendor bank account number? So all the details you need to mention here. Okay. Now, what is the info record? Purchase info record. Purchase info record. If I want to maintain the purchase info record, so here material master and vendor master you need to integrate here. If integrated both the master data, then you will get the purchase info record here. Now coming to the source list here. So what is the source list here? So it is like the source list is a master data. So generally, if you maintain the source list here, okay, a particular material always I'll procure from list of vendors, then the sources. So going forward, we'll discuss all the master data and what is the importance of each and master data you should know here. If I go to condition records, every time we are mostly we are integrated with the purchasing department, right? So we need to procure the materials from the different vendors here. When you are procuring, so what is the price we are paying? So what is the gross price? So what is the service charge? Okay, so what is the delivery charges? All will condition records. We have a topic pricing pressure. In that condition records, in this pricing pressure, we'll discuss here. Next, service master here. What is service master? Service procurement. Okay, so service we have like material procurement as well as sometimes we need to procure the service also. Service means suddenly your machine got a breakdown from vendor company. Okay, it is a service vendor, so some people will come and they will work how many number of hours, okay, how many people, so we need to pay to the vendor here, this service master here. And batch master, nowadays most of the industries we are using batch master, especially pharma and chemical industries. Lot of materials they are using for with batch master here. Means when it is manufacturing, when it is going to expire. So all these details in batch master we need to mention here. So this is the master data. So today at least we'll discuss about material master, some few okay thing about the material master here. So generally the metal master will be created in MM01 transition code. Where we will create metal master in MM01 transition code, we generally will create metal master. Okay, so you should know how to create metal master. But see here, when you discuss about the metal master, so as you know, the complete metal master is going to control by the material type here. Most of the parameters going to control by the material type here. So what are the parameters going to control? Everything we'll discuss here. But once again, already informed to you. So here the for each and every master data, at least from end user perspective, how to create, how to change, how to display. But in real time, you should upload here because more number of value with records, right? See here, already you know in organization data. So how you define the organization data? So the client will give you some one plant here. What is the plant the client has provided in license system? Only 001 plant. The 001 plant is a reference plant. From that you need to copy. The same way in SAP. So whenever you are going to define the material master, the standard material types here. So material type is the complete parameter we discussed, right? So the material types, the basic data will be provided. So material types will be provided by the SAP here. So what is the material types here? Like ROH is there. So standard material type. This is called standard material for raw material. Okay. If I come to HALB, HALB means what? So some semi-finished SFG materials here. Okay. Some SFG material here. So these are the standard material types. So you should know about the standard material types here. FERT for finished material. Okay. If I go to like PIP, so PIP means some pipeline material here. Pipeline material. If I go to NLAG here, okay. So what is NLAG? NLAG means some non-stock materials here. NLAG means some non-stock materials here. If I come to here UNBW, UNBW. What is UNBW? UNBW means some non-valuated here. Okay, so now if you come to ROH, HALB, FERT, PIP, NLAG, if you come to LEH here, LEH means returnable transport packing here. Returnable transport packing here. If I come to here, okay, so ERSA, ERSA means some spare parts here. Spare parts. Now Hava. Hava means some trading goods here. And if I go to DIEN, it is some service here. Okay. Okay. So these are the standard material types there. Okay. Give me a second. Hello. These are the standard material types are available here. Okay. So here everybody you should understand. So in fingertips here. So what is raw material? So for regular practice you will get here. ROH means raw material. HALB means some semi-finished material. FERT means some finished material. PIP pipe. These are the standard material types here. Please understand carefully whenever you are going for the implementation project. So as a consultant, first we need to observe whether we are able to map with the standard material types or not here. If you are able to map with the standard material types, okay, no problem. But if any time the client business, for any client, if you are not able to map the business with the standard material types, you should create with new material type here. Okay, by copying. So you don't change any standard SAP settings, not only material type, anywhere in complete entire SAP business for any kind of product, you should not change any standard SAP behavior. So if business requires, you should copy from the standard material types and okay, so you can create a new material type by copying from the standard material types. You need to create new material type. The new material types you need to create here. Okay, so how to create new material type? Just from the relevant one you need to copy, and anything the material should be Y or Z here. So whenever you are copying, so you need to give means A to X will be used by the standard SAP. So Y and Z for new material type or new transition codes or for technical people, new programs, everything. So if you are in the SAP project, so if you observe, okay, if anything here it is start with Y and Z, means what you need to understand is customized like you and me. Somebody is like as a consultant, they customize it. Easily you can understand what is standard SAP parameters and what is the customized parameters. This is the way we need to differentiate here. So anything if you observe it starts with Y and Z, so it's called so somebody is customized. Okay, so this always keep in your mind. Now if you like question ourselves here. Okay, suppose if you changed anything in the standard as per my business requirement, I have not created. Okay, so I changed it in the standard SAP where ROH itself as per my requirement I changed here. Now it is okay. In future, if you are facing an issue, the SAP is not going to support to you. So that's what here the SAP is not recommending. Don't do any don't do any changes in the standard SAP here. This is always you need to keep. Okay, so in your mind here, right? So now let us what are the parameters is going to control by the material type we need to discuss here. Now if I come to the control parameters here. So what are the control parameters here? Control parameters of the material type here. As we discussed here, completely the SAP means material master is going to control by the material type. So let us see what are the parameters going to control. First of all, number assignment here. Number assignment whether internal or external here. So whether you want internal or external, so based on the material type here, mostly somewhere will define some number range object here. From there, system is going to pick one by one number. As per standard SAP, material type maximum length is 18 digits here. Okay. So here, what you need to understand. So whenever user is creating or uploading, system will pick one by one number. How it is possible? So based on this, okay. So material type. So for the material type, we define already number ranges here. Okay. Next one. So mostly 95% we will use internal only. Some few material types will use external number assignment. Next one, field selection here. Okay, the field selection is also what is field selection? Some particular some clients means whenever my user is creating raw material, some field is they want mandatory, some field they want optional, some field they want to display, some fields they want hide. Okay, these are the four options in there. Optional means use if required user will enter, otherwise it is optional here. So required means compulsory user has to enter that particular field here. Display means user can able to see, but user is not able to. Hide means user is not able to see here, completely suppress here. This field selection is also going to control by the material type here. And third one, selection views here. Okay. So selection views here. What is the selection views? Okay, the selection views means user department here. Okay, the selection views means user department. So what is the user departments like basic data? So some materials I don't require sales views. Some materials, some material types, not metal. Some material types I don't require some PP views. So this is based on the material type. You can control your selection views here. What user department you require when you are creating material is also controlled by the material type here. Okay. So here completely theory parts. If you understand theory, easily you can understand the practical here. Okay. Now if you come to here, price control indicator here. Okay. So what is the price control indicator here? So this also need to understand. So there are two price control indicator, either standard or moving price here. So if any material, if you are procuring, always will procure internally from other plant, in-house production materials. For those materials, will fix some standard price here. If any material, always I am procuring from market here, means vendors. Every time I will procure externally from any vendor. So for those materials, example raw material, we need to give moving price. Why we need to give moving price? Because every time we are depending on the market, right? So today we will say some X price. After 1 month, you may change the price. So we need to give some Y price here. Okay. So here the moving price for which material are procuring externally, for those materials we need to give moving. For in-house production materials, we need to maintain the standard price. It's about completely for each and every master data, you should know how to create change display. Okay, so as of now, material master we started. So this standard material types already given by the SAP. So every for regular practicing, this automatically it will be evaluated. Like ROH means raw material, HALB means semi-finished, FURT. So please, we are in the initial, so every time you need to prepare your own notes, because every time we cannot go through the video record, right? It will be useful for future purposes. In future, suppose if you're after getting one job, so if you want to change another job also, this all the basics is required here. So if you prepare your own notes, it will be useful for you. So in shortcut as your own. Okay, so you can prepare a notebook here whenever I'm explaining some important transition codes or anything here. So you can write it down here. So next you can easily refer. Okay, right. So these are the standard material types here. And the complete like UNBW, LEH, ERSA, HAVA, DINE. So mostly we are using this material type. And what we discussed, any material type. So if you want, you can able to instead of changing an existing one for any business, if we are not able to map the standard material types, you need to copy as, and in that you need to change. Don't change any standard SAP viewer. Not only material type, anywhere. The transition data, master data, any module, any technical or functional people, so they will not change the standard SAP viewer. If you change, okay, in future, suppose now you are not able to resolve some particular issue. Okay, so suppose now you change, now it is okay. But in future, suppose if any issue is not resolved with our company technical or functional people, so we can request through the OSS, online service support here. Okay, so that time the SAP will check. So if you change any standard SAP, the SAP is not going to recommend you. So that's what the best behavior. So here, as per SAP recommends, so you don't change any standard SAP settings here. Next, what we observe, the control parameters of the material type. What are the parameters going to control by the material type? Like number assignment, internal, external, field selection, selection views, price control indicators. So these are the parameters going to control by the material type here. Okay. Next, okay, let us see how to create material here. So how to create material by using MM01 transition code here. Now come to here, we will create a new material here. Go to log compare. Now come to yes, MM01 here. Okay. So to create new material, you need to go to MM01. Go to MM01, enter your industry sector. Okay. So here, if I come to MM01, so this actually we need to give blank here. So why I should give blank? Because system will pick one by one number. So just I'm giving and select. I need to select industry sector. So which industry sector? So better you take mechanical. Any industry sector you can take. Just I'm taking mechanical here. Okay. And material type here. So all the material types is there in your system. Also you will get a number of material types. So just suppose if I selected ROH here, raw material here. Okay. ROH here. If I selected HALB, semi-finished. If I selected FERT, finished. Okay. So these are the material types you need to understand. If I go to ROH, raw material here. So I want to create some ROH here, standard material. So these material types you need to understand here. And after selection views here, so first deselect here. So initially, so I maintain default settings here. Okay, default views means every time I will go with mostly basic MM views. So you need to click on selection views. So initially we'll go with the, so these are all the views we'll discuss here day to day. So just I need to select the basic data, purchasing, and come to here, general plant store location one, general plant store location one, and accounting one. So we are going with the basic MMVs here. Okay, basic data, purchasing. Okay, so general plant store location and accounting one we need to select here. After selecting, so just you need to click on org levels. Now here I maintain default settings here. So in your case, it will ask which plant and which store location. Every time I need to go 1000 So initially you also please practice in 1000 store location, 1000 company code here. Okay. So, but with this, what you need to understand, if I want to define the master data in the system here. So if I want to define the master data, any master data, the organization data is prerequisite here. Without organization data, so we cannot define the master data here. So organization data is the prerequisite. So definitely you need to enter the organization details here, plant and store location like this here. No? Simply click on continue. So for this, if I want to create, definitely plant and store location should be present in the system. Means organization data should be present in the system. Then only I can prepare the master data. Simply click on continue. 1000. So the system will give you automatically material number here. 1661. So as like system is picking as per standard SAP, the maximum length of the material number is 18 digits here. But so this actually client will decide. Some clients they want 10 digits, some clients they want 12 digits, some clients they want 8 digits. So the system will pick one by one here. Okay. So as a consultant, you should know in further classes we have some customization classes. There you will understand how the system is getting, why system is getting, why for raw material it starts with one series. Everything is in our control here. Okay, this we'll see here. But Here you will find some star marks, tick marks here. Okay, these are the mandatory fields here. If I fill these fields, then only I can go to the next view. What is the next view I selected? Purchasing view I selected here. Next, what I selected? Plan order store location view I selected. Next, I selected accounting one view. The basic data one view give the basic information of the material, means what is the name of the material and all. So simply just today you need to create different kind of material types here. Okay, the practice for you. Just enter something here. The SAP has given like these many number of characteristics. You need to enter the specification of the material and come to here the base unit of measure. So in arc data also we discussed some materials. Okay, I mean, sorry, some fields. The SAP has given possible values, drop down values here. Okay, in arc data also I shown you. So base unit of measurement stock keep unit. In which unit? Some materials will measure in PC. Some materials will measure in grams. Some materials will measure in kilograms. So all the globally, what are all the base unit of measures is there here. Okay, so each okay, so gram, kilogram, everything is there here. Okay, the SAP is already provided here. Okay, so here just you need to, so I selected mechanical, so just I'm giving base unit of measure is kg here. So this will discuss what are the important fields we'll discuss. As of now, material group also, so simply go and select any one material group. It is a steels material. Okay, so now click on continue. Now we'll reach to the purchasing view. In purchasing view, only purchase group is mandatory field. Remaining all are optional fields only here. Just observe how system is behaving here. Okay, the purchase group here. The purchase group is mandatory. Enter the purchase group here. Okay. So otherwise, suppose now if I have not enter the tick, important means this part, if I not enter the mandatory fields, then system will not go. Suppose if I mention not mention the purchase group here, system will stop here itself here. Okay, please fill the requirement. So this is the mandatory field you need to fill here. Okay, for raw material purchase group is mandatory here. So enter some purchase group here. Now click on continue. So now we are reaching general plant store location. General plant store location means how it is going to store. If I am going to store a particular material, so in store location view, so what are the precautions I need to take? This particular material, in which temperature conditions I need to keep, in which storage conditions I need to keep, if it is hazard material number. So all these parameters we need to give you. General plant store location. Accounting one view. In accounting one view, we need to enter the valuation class here. Okay. So what is the valuation class and all we need to give here? Enter the valuation class and enter the moving price here. Okay, so what is this valuation class here? See here. So here valuation class means, suppose now if I have not enter the valuation class here. Example, if I have not enter the valuation class here. So this valuation class is most important here. Now we will come to accounting on you. So the valuation class, immediately system will ask, please enter the valuation class. Without a valuation class, you are not able to create. But in further classes, we'll discuss here. Why I need to enter the valuation class. So we have MMFA integration is there. That time we'll discuss. Well, the system is asking the valuation class, don't go to the dropdown. Enter some take valuation class automatically in drop down. But price control indicators, we have the two type of price control indicators. One is moving price and second one is standard price here. For moving price, for all the raw materials will give moving price here. If I selected moving price here, you need to enter here. Enter some moving price here. If you selected standard price here, I need to enter the standard price here. For which materials will give, for in-house production materials will give the standard price here. Okay. Now click on enter, click on yes. So automatically, so this material is created 1661. The material has been created here. So this is what how to create a material here. Okay, so today you go and create a different. Now you try to create another material, some semi-finished material. Go and select your some semi-finished material. How system is behaving. Try to create with finished material. How system is behaving. Just observe. So we'll continue because today so we got some disturbance, but tomorrow sharply we'll log in 4 o'clock. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss because metal master it will take maybe some 2-3 sessions because in master data metal master you need to you should perfect here, then only other master data is easily you can able to understand. Okay, Akash and Mazid, Ritik and Samiksha. So we'll continue from tomorrow, the same time, same link, but tomorrow is mostly 4 o'clock only we'll start the session here. Okay, thank you for joining session. Bye.